Hello, YouTube X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the Black Tiger Miner or BTM Crypto News Network on this first day of April Fool's Day. But I just wanted to come back and talk to you guys about Kaspa. Kaspa. And as always, I think the bottom is in for Kaspa, and we should expect the pump to start. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. But also, let me know where your convictions are for Kaspa. Do you think Kaspa will bounce back? How long do you think before it bounces back? And how high do you think it will go? I think it will bounce back to previous high levels at some point. But I think first we have to get past this tariff day tomorrow, the Liberation Day. And I think the crypto market as a whole will start to turn up. But until then, it's going to be some rough sailing for maybe a couple of weeks. But historically, April and May is the beginning of the push up for the bull season. Currently, we're in a bearish market, but the bearish market usually begins to slow down in April and May, and in May and June is when it starts to push up. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'm not just here to hype you up. I'm here to give you inspiration and hope, and some to continue to keep it moving for Caspa, right? Trying to get you guys back on the Caspa, and just tell you to be patient. Because, like I said previously, right, all it would take is a Black Swan event, which we've been having for a good portion of what's currently going on in the markets and in the global economy, and just in the developments currently with the economy, right? The economy is slowing down. People are getting laid off. People are losing their jobs. Companies are downsizing. So that kind of affects the price of the. Sorry, I got some of my tooth trying to get it out. But the availability on the market and extra liquidity to buy crypto and everything else. Also, with the interest rates not being cut, people are kind of in a tough spot, right? They're not able to spend and they're not able to invest. So, as Warren Buffett did, people are taking a lot of their investments and saving them, right? Trying to time the market and buy at the bottom. Sorry, I'd recommend not doing that, but definitely get some extra supply or extra cash on hand so you could purchase when the market does start to downturn or when the market crashes. But let me know what you guys think about that. Do you think a market crash is coming? Are we heading to a recession or a depression? Or are the markets going to pick up rapidly? Let me know in the comments. Let's turn on the spotlight and get to it. Don't forget to sign up for the Black Tiger Miner Twitter page and the Discord. I've been telling you guys I'm going to, sorry, been telling you guys I'm going to update the Discord. I've been crazy busy, but at some point, hopefully, we can get the Discord back up and running. But let me know what you guys think about that as well. And let's get to it. So currently, let me see here. We can swap the spotlight. There we go. So again, don't forget to sign up for the Black Tiger Miner Twitter page and the Discord. So this is Kaspa, KII, XRP Borg chain. Your assets will be assimilated resistance is centralized. Implementation, highly centralized decision making. Once you join our asset, become part of the collection. Good luck ever escaping ripples, gravity. Side effects include hive-minded governance, metallic implants, and reoccurring legal battles with Starfleet regulators. Chief compliant drone 7 of nodes, formerly Brad Ginsenhouse. Okay, that's kind of weird, but I think that's just a joke. Moving forward to KII as well. Kaspa to boldly go literally anywhere to boldly go, but not before checking the consensus. Decentralized transaction, got it. Confirmed at Warp 10 BPS. So fast you can manipulate into a cat. Probably comes with warning labels. Warp responsibly. So this is the Kaspa daily. What you need to know about the Crescendo hard fork. Kaspa has just released the node version 1.0. With it comes one of the biggest changes in the network history, the Crescendo hard fork. This upgrade isn't just another technical tweak. It's a result of years of development and a major step forward in the Kaspa speed, efficiency, and performance. If you've been following Kaspa or just recently interested, here's what's happening in plain English. And this is on the BTM Crypto News Network. You can come check that out as well. Moving forward, let me see if we can go back. Let me see. So where were we? This is Casper's Tour de France Web3 Festival, a unmissable side event. Get ready for a power-packed morning, which leading voices from Casper ecosystem come together to showcase a breakthrough innovation to proof of work technology and share their visions for the future. So this is Casper Web3 Festival, which is April 8th from 9 to 12. Doesn't actually tell us what time zone. It's Hong Kong, so you'd have to check to see what the Hong Kong time zone is. But it is, isn't just another crypto event. It's our technical expertise meets worldwide applications featuring speakers from diverse perspectives on Caspa technology, business strategy, and POW advancements. Whether you're a builder, miner, trader, blockchain enthusiast, this is the place to catch game, changing ideas and exclusive insights from shaping Caspa's next chapter. So shout out to the KII Foundation. Actually, that's KEF Foundation, the Kaspa Eco Foundation. What is up, Ishant? I think. BCC is listing spot trading for Kaspa. Interesting. I've heard a lot of people talking about BTCC. Let me know if you guys are using that or how that platform is. I was going to check it out, but I forgot. But I might actually get back to it. It's out. It's actually out. The world as we know it will change forever. Casper will be written in the history books. Mainnet Crescendo release 1.1, and this is yesterday. So it is being released. So we will check it out. Casper KDAO is having a AMA. Welcome to KDAO Importance Governments AMA. The voting for Kaspa ADO management team will soon be finalized. Help shape the future of KDAO by joining the next scheduled AMA, which is tomorrow at 2 p.m. Be There or Be Square. I'm definitely going to check that out. Definitely support Kaspa DAO. That's an ADA? DAO. I'm tripping. What is up? I bet with the GOAT. What's going on, brother? Do you think we're in a bull market? Il shan't. It shan't. Definitely not. Right? This is definitely very bearish. At some point, it's going to click, but I think we need these guys to get settled with these tariffs and let everybody stop panicking. And then people will begin to start investing back into crypto. But currently, things are moving slow. Show me the money, send the turbo toe to the Casper universe. I don't know. I've been thinking about that. I'm trying to hold on to the turbo and buy the dip, but I might actually get the dip in Casper and just buy back in the turbo. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Kaspa KII, Cash Fleet Academy, resistance to proof of work is futile. Train under Admiral Shy in the art of Dag combat. Press the Kabosh Dag tests by hacking reality with zero knowledge proofs. Dean Admiral Ty Waborski motto, engage the next block. So this is also another Caspa, 3 a.m. Another Caspa space tomorrow. We have a resident DEX builder, which is the centralized exchange. Zealous Swap team coming over to explain their latest exciting developments with Nacho Waborski, partnership, stablecoin design, and many more. Please join us. I don't know about 3 a.m, but I might listen to it later. Do you think Turbo has hit the bottom? I definitely think so. But we will see. We'll find out, I guess, Thursday or Friday. Thinking about swapping my Cas and Nacho for AI Tech and Retardo. I gotta looking for my pen. Um, Dang it, I just had the pen. You might be on to something, Pip. You're pretty much pretty good at predicting. I don't know about swapping the cast though, but I definitely will look back into AI Tech in Ricardo. I don't know. I need to see their price movement, see how they're going. We are delighted to announce Cast Plus expanding the team. Starting from April 1st, we welcome Caspador as the newest member of the Cast Plus family. Caspador will be actively contributing to both the business and technical areas, helping us grow our product and offering strengthening our role in the Caspa ecosystem. So I want to check out Caspador, see if there is any announcements here. Yeah, looks like nothing we've missed. Interesting. But coming back, and you can read more on Caspador and the move to the Casplex project. Caspa Foundation Layer 2 talks. Caspa joins the conversation. Caspa Layer 2 conversation keeps rolling. Next up, Casplex makes their first media appearance to share their vision on building Layer 2 on Caspa, which is today, actually. Interesting. We check to see when that is. I'm guilty of holding some cash on Mexi and moved it to the Fresh Cashware wallet. They use multiple wallets for security, tax optimization, and when it comes to hot wallets, balance of the safety and convenience. Reminder: withdraw your cash to a hardware wallet. Don't have one, grab the Tangent. And of course, I do have Tangent And I do have the Tangent wallet. I think the actual what is that? The actual link is in the description. I don't remember if I put it up there or not, but if not, I'll add it later. And he's right. Get off the exchanges, guys. I don't know how many times we got to preach to you guys. Stay off exchanges. Once you get it, you got it, but move it, right? There's so much going on with exchanges, so much going on currently with everything else. Be careful about keeping your cash on the exchange. This is breaking news. Binance officially lists cash trading as April 15th. This is massive for Kaspa, history in the making. Get ready to lift off. So I don't know if this is real or if this is a April Fool's Day prank or if this is just some information or wishful thinking. Let me know if you guys have seen an official announcement. This is a person, this is not Binance. Again, I don't know if this is real, but we will research and get back to you guys. Has announced development underway for new cross-train bridge. The bridge will enable seamless transfer of USDT and USDC from Arbitron to the Igor network, aiming to offer fast, secure bridging experience for stable coins. The team also hinted to support WETC, which is wrapped BTC, and wrapped Ethereum also be added to the future through no official timelines has been provided. Details. One very important detail, 24 hours before activation, nodes will only connect using new P2P protocol. If you don't update your node, may the fourth be with you because no other nodes will be. So I guess this is once you do the upgrade, make sure you are connected using that P2P. And I thought this was of the Kaspa nodes network. So let me know what you guys think about this. Why is there no sound? Is there sound? I think this guy's talking. No, I guess there's not sound. But this looks pretty cool. Oh, I guess the music matches the actual 3D visualization. But I wonder why there's no sound here. It's kind of weird, but I think it's actually pretty interesting as well. It's awesome. 3D node visualizer. I guess I can play around. Wow, it's doing it from talking, I think. I guess I'll play around with this and let you guys know. Let me know if you have used this and played around with it as well. Casper Hard Fork Node version 1. The release simplifies something. I got somebody at the doors. Let me run this real quick and I will be right
Guys,
back.
we're back. So here we are with Kaspa. Last video I was saying that it could drop down to this 6.5 cents range, and here we are at around 6.4 range, something like that. This is a low Bollinger, the bandwidth on the daily time frame. No, not bad. Could definitely see some good support at this level. Bitcoin also, hanging around this low Bollinger. This is on the weekly time frame. Again, not bad at all. Now, something very interesting we're going to look into is the M2 supply, the global M2 supply. This is aggregation of all this the major global economies. All right, so I'm sure you've probably seen this picture. So what it does is it aggregates, it collects all the global economies, the currencies, from Japan, China, US, UK. It gets them all together and it creates the M2, the global M2 uh, total economic supply, basically the total liquidity in the world, essentially. So Once this goes up, now this is a very interesting chart. This is a 108-day offset. So there's been very high correlation. You see over here, very, very high correlation, especially in the last 2-3 years, even more than that, 195 days, 1,095 days, a very high correlation with a 108-day offset. So as the M2 supply goes up, there's more liquidity in the market. Bitcoin follows this, but with an offset of 108 days. Now it's following it pretty well. Here is about April 2nd tariffs. Okay, Trump is expected to release to put a lot more tariffs on countries on April 2nd. It might signal a bit of a crash, and then April 6th, it's lining up with this chart, and it's kind of freaky. It's like that one guy who was saying like Bitcoin will hit what was it, like Bitcoin will hit $84,000 on the dot on this exact time. I forget what it was exactly, and it happened on the exact dot. It was freaky. So it's like when all these people have something that they follow, that like everyone believes something will happen. I mean, if everyone follows something, it's like is a higher likelihood that it'll happen in a way. Like, I mean, market makers they've been playing this chart for a long while now. Now retail's finally understanding it. So I think it's a very high likelihood that this could actually play out because we see it in the charts too. Like Bitcoin is bottoming out here, Kaspa as well. And you look across like all right, so again, Kaspa to Bitcoin, extremely undervalued, creating a floor here at this level. The buy pressure at these levels are overwhelming the long-term downtrend. It's very, very clear. This is literally starting. Oh man, it was starting like a green candle. It'll probably need one more week, but it's excellent to see this, and you see it not just with Kaspa, but with like across the market. I mean, I was looking at other coins too, and a lot of coins across the market are showing similar trends that like this alt season is imminent in the coming weeks and months. So this is looking very, very good. It's just like a similar setup over here. It drops down to the low Bollinger, the low bandwidth on the weekly. It may need some more weeks and then blast off. So everything's looking pretty good. So, but who knows? The market likes to be unpredictable, but Kaspa showing, just like I said, I was at 7.5 cents or wherever it was last video. It was around here. It could have stayed around there or dropped down here. So we're down here. We're probably going to go retouch this 7.5 cent mark, and the blast off is seriously imminent. I mean, this global liquidity, it's a big deal because once there's more liquidity out in the world, people are saving up their fiat. So they have a lot of dollars. They had a lot of yuan, Chinese yuan. They have a lot of euros, yen. What do they do with it? Well, they hold it for 108 days, and then they're like, you know what? It's time to buy some assets. And that's where this growth comes from. So yeah, expect some major growth. This is going to be like literally give it a month. And that's what I said like in a previous video. In a month from now, things are going to start looking really good. I mean, not just in a month, but it's like this whole summer. It's going to be. It could turn out very, very well. I mean, just hold long term. Doesn't matter when, but it's going to happen. It's not like if, it's when. Let's look at some meme coins. Nacho doing really, really good. Again, drop down. Still following. This is a Kaspa with in terms of Kaspa. It's creating an uptrend. I mean, look at that uptrend. It's beautiful. This is Nacho in terms of Kaspa. Even here, it's holding to this middle range with USDT. Here we go. Kango as well. Kango maintaining this floor on the bandwidth, the Bollinger bandwidth, and with Kaspa even doing better, holding to the middle, the average. So both Nacho, Kango doing excellent. Pretty much following Kaspa. Had a nice little dip right here. So both looking really, really good. Love to see it. I'm gonna have some more videos out a lot more topics. So many topics to cover. I get all these questions, and great questions, great comments. Whenever you have comments like that, it inspires me to make a video covering that topic. So keep up with the comments. I'm gonna have to maybe I make shorts, like a short uh, to answer some questions, but or make it just a whole video on it. But yeah, so everything's looking really good. Um, Hang in there. It's going to be a little tough, but you know, wait for another month. I think we're going to see some great price action. Everything is at a bottom right now. I mean, can't get can't get better than this. So yeah, on that, peace out. So guys, we're back. So here we are with Kaspa.
Yeah, so we're back. We went to check the door. I don't know what that was, but it was just a delivery. I'm waiting for a repair guy to come. But Pip, are you expecting Nacho to perform? I am. Call me crazy, call me a psychopath, but I think you guys got to be patient. That's the main thing. These coins could possibly run. If Caspa starts to get back on track, I think it will run up. Right? And I think uh, when it does run, it's going to bring the KRC20 tokens up. But we got to get Caspa back on track. And I think that's happening once the crescendo update to BPS 10 is live. Let me know what you guys think. This is another article about the crescendo hard fork. Parent Significant Network upgrades. Crescendo hard fork released the Node version 1 on March 31st, which was yesterday, sets the stage for the change, which is scheduled to activate on May 5th. The hard fork will increase Caspa's block production from 1 to 10 BPS, aiming to boost transaction speed and network capacity. Here's a comprehensive breakdown of the crescendo hard fork, entails why it matters and what it means. And I'll put this in the description. You can read through that as well. So looking at the bubbles, it looks like there is a pump, but I think this is a fake out. I think this is a pump before tomorrow, and they release the news and everything starts to come down. But I do think there might be a uh, delay, right? This guy usually has a lot of excitement and then there's no announcement. I think this might just be a fake out. So Casper's up 3.9%, Shib's up 3.2, XPX is up 15.8, Fartcoin's up 17. You said AI tech. I think oh yeah, I actually invested in AI tech a while back. It's up 3%. We'll add it back to the favorites. Just looking through some here. VR's up 12%. Go back to my favorites. And you mentioned Retardo, which I did see that also. I didn't really pay much attention to it. I didn't really like the name much, but it is up 13% today. So we might add that. Utilities up 12, Mudan's up 13, UFO is up 16. So let me come back to the favorites. Let's see here. Sui's up 7.6. Brett is up 4.9. Bonk's up 6.9. Arch Block is up 8.2. Spar's up 6.2. Mog's up 7.3. Peanuts down 6.9. Goes up 7%. Snake is up 6.4. Pepe's up 8.4. Ethereum is finally pumping. It's up 4.1. AIZO is up 3.5. So let me know, is there anything else you guys think we should add to the bubbles to keep an eye on? Radium's up 6.8. AVAX up 4.3. ZLM is up 4.4. Just looking here. Metals up 1%. Uniswap is up 4.2. Fetch is up 5.1. So this is, let's see, we'll come back to that. Crescendo hard fork projected time, May 5th. So we are 33 days, 21 hours, and 56 minutes away. Currently, Kaspa is 6.8 cents, down 0.27 in the last hour, up 4.21 in the last 24 hours. 177 billion market cap, down 11% in the last 7 days, down 25% in the last 30 days, 40% in the last 90 days. So let me see, what is this? Look at the nodes here. Looks like graphic coverage is 17%, 28.9% of nodes in the US. Node density 6.8. Most dense region is Europe, 121 nodes. I guess Europe is really sold on the Caspa node. Why is this not? Come on, guys. What the freak? So wow, there's a lot of nodes in Europe. And let's check the US. Not really as many in Europe. The US needs to catch up. But let's keep looking. So this is the day chart, and you can see Caspa has not been down this far since, what is this? November 23. That was when it began to push up. Let me check something real quick. I'm actually waiting on a call. Let me play this. I'll be
Transactions recorded in recent months. And you can see right here that this chart is basically showing that over 50% of all of the transaction volume within the cryptocurrency space is done on stablecoins. And so I believe Caspa seriously needs to capitalize on the stablecoin market to actually bring in most of all the transaction volume within the crypto space. We can also see here that the stablecoin market is not going to go away, but instead get bigger. I'm going to go ahead and play this clip from the Digital Asset Summit of 2025 that Trump was speaking in.
To pass landmark legislation creating simple, common sense rules for stablecoins and market structure. With the right legal framework, institutions large and small will be liberated to invest, innovate, and take part in one of the most exciting technological revolutions in modern history. It's so big, it's, I think, as big as you can get. Pioneers like you will be able to improve our banking and payment system and promote greater privacy, safety, security, and wealth for American consumers and businesses alike. You will unleash an explosion of economic growth, and with the dollar backed stablecoins, you'll help expand the dominance of the US dollar. And many, many years to come, it'll be at the top, and that's where we want to keep it. We only want to keep it at the top always. I can already see that the energy and passion of the crypto community is the kind of spirit that built our country. And it is exciting to watch as you invent the future of finance. And right here, it's going to be right here in the USA, the good old USA. Together, we will make America the undisputed Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital of the world. Thank you. Good luck. God bless America.
So in that clip, he talked about stablecoins and stressed that the US government is basically going to be creating a regulatory framework for stablecoins, and their goal is to ensure that the US dollar keeps its world dominance. And if we're looking at USDT, here's why stablecoins can actually help the US dollar continue its dominance across the whole entire world. So Tether has to back all of their tokens one to one with the US dollar. And so on this website here, they go into detail of their reserves and how they're basically backed. And they show that 82.35% is in cash and cash equivalents and other short term deposits. And when they break down the cash and cash equivalents, 79% or basically 80% of all of their money is in US Treasury bills. U.S. Treasury bills are a short-term U.S. government debt obligation backed by the Treasury Department with a maturity of 1 year or less. T-bills are usually sold in denominations of $100 and can reach a maximum denomination of $10 million.
Now-
T-bill rates depend on interest rate expectations. Investors can buy T-bills in electronic form from Treasury Direct, the platform of the U.S. Treasury. So, what is so important about stablecoins buying T bills? Well, the US government has to ensure that people continuously buy T bills to actually make sure that the government can function because these T bills provide liquidity for the US government to continue functioning. So, stablecoins are becoming basically another provider of liquidity. And so stablecoins are basically becoming another entity other than countries buying T bills to provide liquidity for the US government. You could see here that in this article, October 30th in 2024, US Treasury sees stablecoins driving structural demand for T bills. And it says stablecoin growth poses both opportunities and risk for the stability of the US Treasury market. The key takeaways of this article is stating that stablecoin collateral now accounts for around $120 billion in US Treasury holdings, and potential risk remain due to stablecoin sector's dependency on T bills. So it goes into the pros and cons of the fact that stablecoins are reliant on T bills to actually back their reserves. But at the end of the day, stablecoins is offering a brand new source of liquidity to be buying T bills. So we basically covered why US backed stablecoins are pretty much not going to go anywhere and they're going to continue gaining dominance and just be the main source of transaction volume for the cryptocurrency market for the foreseeable future. And so it got me curious into looking into what networks are the top networks for USDT to operate on. And according to this article, the top 5 are Tron, BNB, Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin. And pretty much Tron is that number one spot. In fact, currently, every time I make a sale with a Tangem wallet, I get paid in USDT stablecoin that is on the Tron network. And personally, I have experienced very, very high fees just to transfer my USDT out of my Tangem wallet. My fees are approaching about $7 just to transfer my Tron USDT stablecoin out of the wallet, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't believe is going to be the future. And this is exactly where I believe Kaspa is going to be able to step in and dominate. I want to show you how USDT Tron was able to even convince a Bitcoin maxi to go ahead and adopt it. Now, they did not adopt Tron itself, they just adopted the USDT stablecoin, but the network that they chose was Tron. So I'm going to go ahead and share this clip. This is Jack Mahlers. He is the owner of Strike app, which allows people to basically earn all of their income and it get automatically converted into Bitcoin. And then they can also pay for their bills or anything like that through the Strike app so that they can actually live on a Bitcoin standard. But over time, people kept requesting for USDT, and Jack Mahlers decided to give in to the request of his users because of game theory. So I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of this video here to kind of just show you how he even defends why he decided to do this. And on top of that, explains how he even understands that Tron is a horrible network and he doesn't support Tron at all. But nonetheless, he still wants to support USDT, which is built on Tron because of the fact that the people demanded for this usability.
It was interesting. Listen, we went to go launch these products in Latin America and in Africa, and initially, it never crossed my mind that we would integrate a stable coin. Seriously, I'm born and raised here in Chicago. I talk to Bitcoiners in California, in New York, in Florida. Stable coins, I have no use case for a stable coin. I don't get the crave. I don't understand why people love them and adore them and why they're growing so much until I went to El Salvador, until I went to Africa, until I talked to customers in Argentina. And then I realized not only are stable coins popular there, this is one of the fastest growing technologies in the world. So this green line here is the growth of Tether specifically. So again, I can only speak for myself and the CEO of the company that I founded. We've never, ever, 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 ever been asked to support any other stablecoin outside of Tether. This product is specifically for Latin American markets and African markets. And those markets demanded, and they said, Jack, listen, we need a way to get Tether in and out of the app. Historically, we've only supported holding a Tether balance, and you can only move money on the Bitcoin networks, on Bitcoin on chain or the Bitcoin Lightning Network. We've never supported any other networks. And our customers all over the world, and again, like I said, we're getting signups that are rivaling Europe, UK, in markets like Nigeria, in markets like Argentina, tons of new users onto the platform, and they're desperate to get onto Strike because they don't want to use Binance. They don't want to use crypto.com. They love our products, but we were desperately missing this feature. One of the things I really wanted to address is the fact that we're supporting deposits and withdrawals on Tron, which is a, to be clear, I still think is a violent point. I screen grabbed this tweet. So this was May 22nd, 2023. I tweeted in a response to someone. I forget what they said, but I said, as far as supporting Tron, that's FUD. We only support making and receiving Bitcoin and Lightning payments. We don't support any other network. Not sure what you're talking about. Now, at the time, this was true. And this announcement totally contradicts what I just said back then. We clearly, like, I can't say this anymore. What am I doing? Why would I do this?
So there you have it, a Bitcoin maxi.
So yeah, kind of went in a rabbit hole there. But let's see, where were we? Looking at the nodes. And on this actual, what is that? Walmart? So here, this is November 2023. So a lot has happened since November. And if you can see here, I think this was the bottom at 5 cents, which was March. We came back up and we came back down Sunday. But if you can see, we're starting to come back up. The MAC RSI is coming up on the day chart. Let me check the 5 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute chart. I'm not sure how we got to 3 minutes. And you can see clearly MACD has went down. The MACD moving average is also down. We got a red candle on the 15-minute chart. Looks like the MACD is coming up. Sorry, RSI. The base RSI and relative RSI is up in the 50s, but there's still a red candle, so Kaspa is holding. On the hour chart, looks like RSI is up in the 60s, which is good. Got some green candles. We're still hugging that 0.06, which is 6 cents. If we push up to 7 cents or 8 cents today, I think towards the weekend we will start to run again. But let me know what you guys think about that. And I think that is all. Also, yeah. So back to KAS. This is they stopped the partnership with Change. And it's actually using Change, so I need to figure out what happened there. But Nacho is down to 12 million. Kane goes up 19% to 4.8 million. PP Cash is up 14% to 4 million. So KRC 20s are finally starting to make that move back. And I didn't even have my freaking KRC 20 shirt on today. Caspi's up 6%, 2.5 million. Casper's up 18%, 1.4 million. So they're getting back into the millions. GOAT is 1.4. Let me come back to this quick call. Hold on a
Just
second.
basically trying to explain why he's supporting a different network other than Bitcoin. And really, what happened here is just game theory. And if you don't know what game theory is, it says game theory is a fundamental mechanism underlying blockchain technology. It is what allows cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin to manage and divert disruptions to the network and ensure the reliability of distributed databases. So, what is game theory? Broadly, game theory uses mathematics to model human paths of behavior within an interactive and dynamic environment. Put another way, game theory is the science of strategy that maps out the best path of play for agents to achieve a desired outcome or result. According to game theory, we see three core elements of any game: players, strategy, and the payoff. With these parameters, we can see games being played out across a broad range of human activities in the real world, allowing game theory to be applied to military tactics, politics, economics, evolutionary biology, and computer science. And so, what is happening here is clearly game theory. People wanted USDT because they wanted to achieve a desired outcome, which is the
I'm not 100% sure about game theory, but back to where we were. KRC20 tokens. GOAT is down 1%, 1.2 million. Croak is 614,000. KDAO is back to 537. I should have picked them up when it was down, and it is coming back up. Came down for us to pick it up. KREX is down 3% to 395. Main man Conan is down 7% to 320. So hopefully Conan can get us back in the top 10. Bert is down 3% to 295. And that's a quick summary. Did we look at the dashboard? I don't think we did. So going back to the dashboard, TPS is 1.7, BPS is 1.1. I think we did look at the dashboard actually. Kaspa's up 4%. Hash rate is 1.15. Ether hash, next reduction is 3 days down to 58 cash per block reward. We saw the nodes already. Let me come back to top addresses. It appears Kaspa is up to 513,000 addresses. Last 24 hours, we lost 26 crabs, 2 octopus. Added 45 fish, added 23 dolphins, added 4 sharks, and 2 whales. No change in humpback, and we still have the Aquaman. So if we look at the top addresses, we'll look at changes. Mexi lost 7.3 million tokens. Gate.io lost 11.3. This third address, which is the questionable Binance, added 2.5 million. And they are right on the heels of Gate.io. If Gate.io continues to lose addresses and they continue to add, they will be back in the number 2. They were number 2 for a long time. And then they dipped down to number 3. So I don't know. Impo added to 332,000. BitGet lost 3.1 million. Bybit 2.2 million. This guy added 500,000 and this guy added 553,000. Freaking nose is itching. 73,000 were lost on this address and 54 on this address. So I think that is most of the actual information. So we'll go back to finish out the video. I think we just watched this guy and Kaspa Silver. Wanted to check out Freeman Finance real quick. And after that, we will finish up with Money and Me. So Freeman Finance is saying how much cash you need for early retirement. So let's see what he has to say real quick.
Whether that is retiring early, retiring at all, living on the beach, buying your wife a new house, how much Kaspa do you need? In this video, we're going to go over a few scenarios that will tell us exactly how much Kaspa we should be trying to acquire. That is what I'm thinking about every day. When I look at this chart and I'm thinking about the prices, how much can I possibly collect? In this video, we're going to go over all of this and more. I love you all. This is never financial advice. We are so close to the biggest upgrade ever being done to the best proof of work. Crescendo about to go on mainnet, guys. You can see May 5th, 1500 UTC. It is happening. And I think shortly thereafter, never financial advice, that we will see, large exchanges coming in, a lot more adoption once we get smart contracts, once we get an actual decentralized exchanges. The utilities are endless when it comes to Kaspa. And just to highlight a few, they say right here, larger throughput, obviously 10 blocks per second, more blocks, but something has to be there to fill that block. So now payload support. Kaspa is not just money anymore. You'll be able to attach data to it, guys. These are smart contracts. And then right here, arbitrary applications. This is innovative DeFi, TradeFi platforms, major enterprise markets. Guys, this is the best, fastest proof of work, faster than Solana, everything that the world has ever seen. But like I said, it is proof of work built off the Nakamoto consensus, guys. So why is the price looking like this? Well, it's a good question to ask, and I ask myself that every day. How did I get so blessed to be hunting for a possible another low here on Casp? And I'll get into that in another video. But we had a low of 0.055, 5.5 cents, and we may be making a lower low this week momentarily. I don't think it'll last long, but in order for us to really know how many Caspa do we need, we got to have some little price predictions. And so whenever I look at Caspa right here at 51st in overall market cap, I think it is way undervalued. When I'm looking here, I don't see any project that we're scrolling through right now that deserves to be above a Caspa, but not one, guys. Seriously, not one, until we start getting up here to the top 10, the top 15. Now we can even start having a little bit of competition. I don't think any of them do what Caspa does or what Caspa will be able to do. But whenever we look at these, the first one that I want to say is if we just get into the top 10, I think the top 10 is a bare minimum for me this cycle, at least with my predictions and the knowledge that I have on Caspa and how great it is and what the potential is and the safety of it and security being proof of work, truly solving the trilemma. Top 10 is obvious to me. If I'm disappointed, I'll be disappointed in all of crypto. So the top 10 place right now is Tron. And I'll be completely honest, guys. If you know what's good about Tron, leave it down in the comments, because whenever the Tron meme mania was coming, it was extremely fast, but it was expensive, guys. So it's like a poor man's version of ETH, maybe a good man's version of ETH. I don't know, but it wasn't very good. Okay, sure, it's a little fast, but other than that, Solana's much better and much cheaper. But what is this buying you? I don't know. But anyways, it's sitting at a $22.74 billion market cap. So if Caspa was to get to the price of Tron, that would be an 87-cent Caspa for us, guys. And that is at today's prices. So if we were to take a look at that and just think, if we wanted to have like $1 million and divide this by 87 cents, that would be, we need approximately 1.15 million Caspa. Now that is expensive at today's prices, guys. So that is not achievable for most people. This right here is not achievable for most people in the world today, but that is also not what I believe the tip top is for Caspa. When I look at everything that Caspa has to offer, I think it can do so much more. So where can it get even higher than Tron? Do I think it can get above Cardano? Yes, I can. In fact, I think it can have a Cardano type run like ADA had last cycle. But how high do I really think it can get, guys? And before we get in that, I want to get to a long-term sponsor of Freeman Financing Crypto, Croak on Caspa, guys. It's a KRC20 project. Absolutely love them. Sitting at a $645,000 market cap right now. And they even have a promotion going on right here. If someone buys a Croak Tangem wallet, they get 2 free NFTs, guys, out of their collection that is already 80% minted out with a lot of giveaways. I'll put some of the free giveaways up here within the collection, but there's like $10,000 in cash, multiple $2,500 in cash. And on top of that, you also get into the giveaway, but you keep your crypto safe, guys. Tangem has integrated KRC20 into their wallet, so you don't have to manually add it or worry about having a wallet. All you have to do is put it directly in their search croak and send it to them. There's a cool wallet right there, guys. If you want to check it out, I'll have a link down below to Croak's wallet that you could buy. It's like $60 with their 10% off coupon code that the link takes you to. Keep your Kaspa and your KRC20 tokens safe. But where do I truly believe that it could get to? Well, let's look at if it took Solana's spot, because right now Solana is leading the pace for really being able to build secondary coins, okay? Meme coins, utility coins, anything. It is extremely cheap on Solana. I think Ethereum has more security, but as far as cheap fees, it's definitely Solana, and we have seen that this run. So what would that look like? We are looking at Solana at a $65 billion market cap, guys. That is a very large market cap, but the top 5 or 6 cryptocurrencies do hold a lot of weight. When you get here to number 10, where Tron was, it's 22, just going up 5 spots, triples that. And if you go back just a little bit previous over here on Solana, you will see that Solana was over a 2x away from that, guys. Solana very recently, just in January, was sitting at almost $300. So what would that look like for Kaspa? That would be a $2.50 Kaspa. So keep these market caps in your mind, because I always hear a lot of people saying $1, $5, $10 Kaspa. We all have to make that relative to the overall market cap. That is what matters with all of these projects, is market cap. So if we were saying we wanted $1 million, how many Kaspa would we need at approximately $2.50? So we could see right here that there would have to be 400,000 Kaspa in order to be a Kaspa million. Not achievable? Yes, it is achievable, but it's still a little expensive. But you can make all of this relative into your mind. If somebody wants to have just $500,000 to retire, or 300,000, say the house is already paid off, they just want to be able to start a business, you could get this for less than $40,000 right now. So this is something that I think is a very good multiple at a 40x right here at a $2.50 Kaspa. But I will say that is not the peak that I think Kaspa can go. I truly believe Kaspa can pass up Ethereum. Now, I do not think it is going to happen this cycle. I honestly don't even believe it's going to pass up Solana this cycle. Now, that does not mean that some of these price targets can't happen, okay? Because Solana will continue to appreciate this cycle if the cycle continues, okay? Tron will continue to appreciate. So you could just use these numbers as arbitrary numbers inside of this little price estimate. But if we were to take over the market cap of ETH currently, and remember, Ethereum has super underperformed, down from $4,000 per ETH to $1,800 per ETH. That is a $220 billion market cap, and that would put us at an $8.50 Kaspa, guys. So how many Kaspa would we need to have $1 million sitting here at $8.50 a token? That's 117,000, guys. That's like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 right now, guys. This is achievable for a lot of people. Okay, I still understand $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 is a lot of money, but with long-term goals of a long-term project, this is very achievable for most people. But will people hold on to that, or will they turn their 7,000 into 21,000, sell it, go buy a wife a new purse, buy you a nice little watch, and then regret it later, guys? Who knows? But price prediction for Kaspa this cycle, and do you think it's going to take off after crescendo? And then is buy.
So what did he say? 100,000? I think 100,000 would be 117,000. It should be around 8,000 pass. And let me know what you guys think. You think that's a good idea? You think it's a good price? And do you think the bottom is in? Of course, I think so. So just wanted to get your opinion. But let's see what Money and I is talking about, and then we'll shut it down for the day. So thanks for joining. Thanks for like, sharing, subscribing. And as always, let's check with Money and me, and then we'll close it down for the day.
Now, first, let's take a look at what's going on in the overall crypto space. So I made a video just prior before making this one, and majority, well, it was like a 50-50 split. It was like half green, half red. But if we check the crypto bubbles right now, it kind of looks like most of these coins are starting to turn red, which is kind of frustrating. We see Toncoin though up 6.5%. I talked about Toncoin recently in one of my videos, and even though a lot of these coins continue to go down, it kind of looks like Toncoin is trying to explode. Now, it's a little bit early, but we'll see how that one actually plays out. Toncoin is one of those coins that I am extremely bullish on because it's extremely linked to Telegram, and I think it's going to do fantastic things. But let's talk about Casper here for a second, or well, for the remainder of the video. So the first thing that I want to do is go over a couple articles and see what other people are saying about Caspa and its price, right? So this article here, they said another crypto bloodbath. How much further will Caspa and a couple other coins, WorldCoin and Toncoin, decline, even though Toncoin's not declining, right? But this article was posted 24 hours ago. But it says Caspa experienced notable price fluctuations ranging from 5 cent to 11 cents over the past month. It fell by approximately 23%, while in 6 months, the decline reached about 59%. Now, 59%, it does seem steep, but in comparison to a lot of coins out there, 59% isn't actually that bad. It's pretty much more so a healthy correction, if you ask me, right? But remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. Anyways, let's continue on here. So a weekly drop of around 15% highlights the selling pressure on the coin. This performance reflects significant volatility and a loss of buyer confidence. Interesting, indicating a challenging market environment for the asset. All right. And then at the bottom here, let's go through the conclusion. So for the conclusion for Kaspa is it says Kaspa struggles with adoption issues. Well, considering that Kaspa is still very early and we know all the bullish things that's supposed to come sometime this year. Matter of fact, within like the next month, we should get some news on the mainnet for the 10 BPS and then other stuff that's going to happen later this year. People are going to talk about the adoption issues, but it's the overall market that has the issue right now. It's not just Casper, but people have to write about something, so they want to point at specific coins, even though most of these coins are down significantly from all-time highs. We're seeing 50% right across the board, 70%, 75%, and especially meme coins, you're seeing like 90% or more from its all-time highs, right? But let's get into this second one right here. So this one, it says, let me pull it up. Caspa's price falls 24%, bearish momentum builds further. And then it goes on to say, current leg finalizes near the 0.0485 support. It would perfectly align with the corrective cycle's full retracement expectations and set the stage for a higher time frame reversal. So they believe that Caspa could come down to around 4 cents. Now, do I think that is possible? Well, obviously anything is possible in the crypto space. Like we're seeing levels on a lot of altcoins that we probably thought weren't going to see for a very long time. And then it just came out of nowhere. Support levels kept getting broken and it's just been a complete bloodbath for majority of these coins. But I'm going to put up the charts and give you guys my actual opinion in just a second. All right, so let's take a look at this right here on CoinMarketCap. So Caspa is sitting at 0.065 with a market cap of 1.7 billion, right? I believe that if you can catch any altcoin, any legitimate altcoin in the $1 billion range, you could end up seeing a potential 10x on your investment minimum. As long as you're in the right altcoins, like not every altcoin is going to give you a 10x minimum, but if we're talking about like the solid altcoins, especially the ones that's in the top 100 on CoinMarketCap, I do think that if you can get some of these coins at a $1 billion market cap, you're going to see it reach at least a $10 billion market cap the deeper we get into the bull cycle. Right, so keep that in mind. Now, also nothing in this video is financial advice, by the way. Make sure you guys do your own research. Got to throw that out there just in case, because I know some people, they watch these videos and they take everything literally. All right, so remember, do your own research. But getting back here, If we take a look here at this indicator, by the way, you can find this down below if you're interested. It's called Triticis, lets you know when's a good time to buy and sell crypto and when there's a bearish and bullish momentum happening. So we can see that a bearish momentum was actually just fired yet again on March 28th. Very, very frustrating, but it is what it is. It's not only being fired on Kaspa, it's been fired on a lot of these altcoins. But if we get rid of this for a second, right, and we take a deeper look at this chart. So I had this pattern drawn in a very long time ago, since the beginning of March, right? And I said how there was this inverse head and shoulder pattern on Kaspa, and it broke out of it, and it triple topped right here. So it topped around 8 cents, 8 cents, 8 cents, right? But recently it came crashing all the way back down. It actually broke that support where I thought it was going to hold around 0.072, but it crashed through it, and it's just been an absolute nightmare. But once again, I want everyone to keep this in mind. It's not just Caspa that is doing this. It's a lot of the altcoins, right? A lot of altcoins are breaking support levels. Now, there was a couple of support levels I expected to hold. Either it was going to hold around here, 0.072. I actually have this line already drawn in. Another support level that I thought it could have held at was 0.066. So this level right here. But it broke through it, and right now we're sitting, well, it went as low as 0.062. So it went all the way down to this area right here. But the lows, the recent lows, was 0.055. Now, this was the area where I did say a very long time ago, if Casper was to start breaking all these support levels, it could reach 0.055, right? And it did reach there, and then it bounced back. If you'd have catch that, you would have made double, but you would have made a decent amount on your investment. Now, do I think that it could come back down to 0.055? Yeah, I can definitely see that. Now, I've said in my previous Casper videos that there is a likelihood of it retesting the 0.055 area and then making its way back up. But some people are saying, like I mentioned in that article, that we could actually come down to 4 cents. Now, if Casper came down to 4 cents, it'll be around probably this area right here. Now, that is definitely a possibility. That being said, though, I do believe that around the 0.055 area is still a great opportunity to add to your position or to get into Caspa for the first time if you're interested in getting into Caspa. But I want you guys to make sure that you continue to invest safe. And, even though I'm bullish on Caspa, and I know a lot of you are extremely bullish on Caspa, we don't want to go all in on any project because at the end of the day, we don't know how bad things are really going to get. So these are the time periods where if you're bullish on something, you need to do a slow dollar cost average, not just pour tons of money into key support levels, because as we've seen, key support levels right now are getting broken like crazy all throughout the crypto space. So these are just times to do a slow dollar cost average into your highest conviction coins. These aren't the times where you want to go all in. Now, if you want to go all in, then hey, you can do that as well, but that's on you, not me. It's your portfolio, not my portfolio. But I still remain extremely bullish on Caspa over the long run. It's just right now we are in tough times and we're just going to have to get through these tough times. But to sum things up, I still remain bullish not only on Caspa, but on crypto and all of my high conviction plays. And I'm just going to continue to DCA and just chill because I expect to see some pretty significant.
So as he mentioned, definitely recommend that DCA, right? Continue to dollar cost average. Don't go crazy buying crypto right now. See how the market turns out or what the market trend will be. And then you can make your investment into crypto when the time is right. But currently, it makes sense to slowly buy in, right? The market volatility is crazy. Things are up and down. We're not even sure what's going to happen tomorrow with the day of liberation. And if they do actually start the um, tariffs. So let me know what you guys think about that. And as always, it's your main man BTM signing out. Let's get back to the money and stay dangerous. And miner out. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. And talk with you guys later. Peace out.